Okay, welcome back. In our last video, we produced this first opening scene of our video, and now it's time to make the next part. So the first thing I'll do is click the blue button here to add a new scene, which it does. And then I want to put some narration on this scene. And I can do that by using the scripts button over here. And you can see I can enter a script for this scene. Now I just happen to have one, so let me pop that in there like so. So there is what I'd like to say during this second scene. So what I need to do is click the record button and choose audio. And you can see I can actually record various things, my camera and screen, just the audio. I want audio only at the moment. So there we go, we're all ready. And I'm ready to hit this record button. 3, 2, 1. Have you ever seen an animal sunbathing on a rock, flicking its tongue out to smell, or covered in cool, scaly skin? And stop. Now, once you record that, you can listen to it. Have you ever seen an animal sunbathing on a rock, flicking its tongue out to... Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. If I wasn't, I could click the restart button and just do it a second time, or a third, or a fourth, or a fifth time. But I'm happy with that, so I'll click insert. And you see it adds that audio track underneath the scene. Now, the audio track is a little longer than the scene, so what I'm going to do here is extend the scene out until it's as long, at least as long as the audio track. And I'm going to actually make it just slightly longer. Just like that. All right, so that's great. So that scene is done. Let's close up the script panel and let's figure out what we want to put here. Now, I'd like to have some video here because the audio is talking about a lizard being on a rock and flicking out its tongue. Maybe we should get a picture of a lizard doing that. And I've looked through the stock library for lizards, but I couldn't find anything I liked. So I'm going to use Google VO up here and click on that, and I can generate my own clip. So let's see what we can come up with here. Let's go generate a clip of a lizard laying on a rock in the sun, flicking its tongue out. All right, let's see what we get. I'll hit the generate button. And you can see that's now looking to generate a clip of lizards. I'll just pause the video here so we don't have to wait for the whole thing and come back when this is done. Okay, so we're back, and in that time I actually tried twice because I did the first one down here and I didn't quite like the way the tongue was coming out because it just didn't quite look right. And you should always check anything generated by AI to make sure it's in fact, accurate and what you want. That wasn't quite what I wanted, so I had a second go, and this one I think is much better. You can see the lizard there, and the tongue sticking out. So I like the second one, so let's insert that. And that, I click on that, and it takes that clip and puts it over here on the timeline. Now, one of the things about this clip is it has some sound. So VO has actually added sound to this, but I don't really want the sound in this case because I plan on putting some music behind this later. So let's click on the little sound button here, and you'll see it brings up the sound panel for this clip, and I've got the option to mute that. So I'll do that, and that now has no sound. So let's just play that. Have you ever seen an animal sunbathing on a rock, flicking its tongue out to smell or cover? Oh, that's pretty good. I like that. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So let's just close that up and let's just get rid of that panel. So far so good. Now, one of the things that VO generates clips of 8 seconds, but you can see this is slightly longer than 8 seconds. So I need to shorten this down a little bit here, and I might need to move my audio just a little bit earlier to make it all match up. So it is a bit of a sort of a puzzle here where you've got to fit all the pieces together. But let's see what it looks like. Let's go back to here. You can see that's there. And have you ever seen an animal sunbathing on a rock, flicking its tongue out to smell, or covered in cool, scaly skin? Okay, that looks great. Pretty happy with that. Now, the other thing you might notice is Gemini has put up this thing telling me my transcript is ready. When I recorded my voice, Gemini listened to that and turned it into a transcript. And you can see these are the words that I actually said. That's different to the script. The script is what I read. The transcript is what Gemini has interpreted as what I've read. And the reason it does this is because later on, it's able to generate a closed caption track, and you'll be able to have subtitles on the video. So there you go. We've covered quite a few things in this little short video. We've looked at how to use the scripts button to put in a script. We've looked at the recording option to record your voice. And we've looked at the VO option to generate your own film clip and add it onto the timeline. And then to juggle things around a little bit to make everything match up. So quite a bit in this one. Let's pause it here and I'll meet you in the next video.